For the keen mind, social media algorithms draw an extraordinary parallel to the law of attraction. The law of attraction is a philosophy that posits that positive and negative thinking bring positive or negative experiences in your life. Essentially a feedback loop where the input creates the output in a continuous cycle. Essentially that means that you get more of what you engage with and not necessarily because you like it. The great scientist Terence McKenna, I'm sure many of you have heard from him. He has passed. I think he passed in the 90s. He was an incredible mind, and he suggested that nearly all of our great technological advancements would essentially be mirroring or copying or be unconsciously inspired by our inner technologies. So he was saying that our outer technologies will mirror our inner technologies. And most of us have forgot that we even have inner technologies. But even at the stage where he was and what he got to see in our extraordinary unfoldment as humans, he discussed televisions, how we are capable of visions for thousands of years and dreams, and we can visualize. And it became then, we came up with this idea of a television, which essentially is literally just the inner vision externalized. And he went on to talk about even the internet, which I think he only saw a few years of. But a very similar thing is that we are actually extraordinarily connected, and we're all connected to each other on so many different levels. He even suggested, even as a scientist, that we were connected on empathic and well, he didn't use the word psychic, but intuitive levels. And therefore, I think he would find it quite extraordinary if he could be here today and see the advancements in AI. When you think about the suggestion, AI literally is an attempt to copy consciousness. But subject at hand, I think you'd be mind blown at how algorithms work. We don't actually realize that social media is studying you. It literally focuses and analyzes where you look, how long you look, where your focus is, what you comment on, and essentially is creating a blueprint of what to feed back to you, just like in the law of attraction. Now, the similarities to me are quite mind-blowing, which is why I wanted to bring up Terence's great theory, is because many of us do not realize that the algorithms of social media are essentially feeding into our delusion. And in philosophy, many people, many great philosophers have suggested, I'll think of a quote where he said that all are delusional. Those who can analyze it are called philosophers. I can't remember who said that. But essentially, we don't actually realize that the algorithm is feeding into our delusion. And what I mean is that every single person, I recently spoke about binary thinking and polarity, every person in the world has a certain strong perspective about something. And we are actually led and completely and falsely lied to by the algorithm because we are enforced by the algorithm. An example of that is whether you hate something or like something, regardless of what kind of comment you're making on it, the internet will bring more and more of the same to you. So if you believe that an issue is a really big thing in the world, it will prove it to you. Sure, that sounds a lot like the law of attraction to me, because the more I focus and obsess about something that other people might not even be aware of, the more it brings it back to me. And these algorithms are so complex that it has been well reported that if you take a video of some sort of, let's call it contention, so something a little bit juicy, and you were to sit next to a friend and both open up the comments section, you would see different comments highlighted. That's how intelligent AI has become. And what this gives us is the delusion that our opinions are actually strongest and most people agree with us. Just like in life, we have our reality constantly enforced to the point where we can't question it. And if anyone else suggests anything different, we think they're crazy. So if you keep saying certain things, pro or anti, the algorithm will actually pick up those comments and show you the most common anti or pro comment, giving us a completely, I would say, unfair assessment of the subject at hand. I think it's something really very well worth thinking about, because surely if we can become more aware of our internet practices and how it is engaging and feedback looping to us, we might become a little bit more aware of what it's doing in our everyday lives with what we think and speak. And perhaps something that could be looked at as negative, like the internet and algorithms, might be in some way a doorway to consciousness, observing the exterior processes so that we understand the internal.